I think it's the eclipse that has made the difference. And he's been there for almost about 4 decades, which is 40 years. This seems to be a planned exit. And the only part is that their extension part, which I think in his letter he mentioned that he doesn't want to go forward with the extension part because it wasn't a unanimous board decision. So from that perspective, I think someone serving for 4 decades and then exiting gracefully with also giving time to handhold and bring in the successor is a good way forward from an industry perspective. So I think these companies are large enough to actually on an autopilot mode in a way. Of course, someone who's been there for 40 years, a little bit of time will be taken for the next successor to take on. But all the companies that you have mentioned are very stable and are doing very well. So I don't see such a big issue in the succession part of it. I don't think so. The impact will be long lasting, even if it does. And it will be very transitory and people will move on. The brand name Tata by itself is huge. So I don't see such a big impact at all.
After 40 years of dedicated services to the Tata Group, Tata Sons Chairman N. Chandrasekaran finally put down the papers. Well, in his post, he did say that on 20th of February 2027 his term was going to end, and probably one or more of the Tata Sons board members were not against the extension or whatever. Well, that's common and internal to the Tata Group. But the market obviously, as a short-term reaction, did not like. There was a bit of a turbulence in the market. It was already in the negative when it opened in the morning because of the crude oil tensions. And this added to the whole problem. So it is down. But I feel this reaction is temporary. It will not take a lot of time for Tata Sons to announce the successor. Well, and Chandra was anyway a professional. He was not from the Tata family. He was a professional who was basically employed in that position. Well, a dedicated service to TCS before that. And he's got a long track record winning of Padma Bhushan. So the market forcing a little bit of uncertainty whenever a large boat and a $300 billion Tata empire, rocks like this because of a resignation. But I think this is a short-term reaction. The market will overcome this particular news. Soon as a new successor is announced, which I'm sure will be as competent or better than the current one. So the market is going to recover. So a short-term reaction, which is common whenever such a shake-up, whenever such big news comes from the corporate world.